The American Revolution, 1775 to 1783, was not only a conflict fought on the mainland colonies but also extended to British holdings in present-day Canada. One such lesser-known but strategically significant event was the raid on Canso in 1776, which demonstrated the reach of the revolutionary forces into Nova Scotia and the vulnerability of British positions along the North Atlantic coast. Background. By 1776, the American Revolution was in full swing, and the newly formed Continental Congress sought ways to weaken British control outside the 13 colonies. Nova Scotia was of particular interest due to its rich fisheries and its potential as a base for British naval operations. Canso, a small fishing settlement on the northeastern coast of present-day Nova Scotia, was an important center for the fishing industry. It provided fish supplies to British troops and served as a key outpost for maritime commerce. Recognizing this, American privateers, with tacit approval from rebel authorities, sought to disrupt British operations in the region. The raid. In September 1776, American privateers launched a surprise raid on the settlement of Canso. These privateers were essentially sanctioned pirates, authorized by the Continental Congress to attack British vessels and outposts. The raid involved a swift assault on the British fishing fleet and supply depots. The privateers captured several British fishing vessels, seized valuable supplies, and destroyed infrastructure critical to British interests. The attack significantly disrupted the local economy and weakened British logistics, further demonstrating the vulnerability of British settlements in Nova Scotia. The British garrison in the region was too weak to mount an effective defense, allowing the Americans to carry out the raid with little resistance. Aftermath and significance. Though the raid on Canso was a relatively small engagement compared to major battles of the American Revolution, it had notable consequences. It underscored the effectiveness of American naval forces and privateers in disrupting British supply lines. Additionally, it signaled to the British that their hold over Nova Scotia was not entirely secure, forcing them to reassess their defensive strategies. For the American revolutionaries, the raid was a morale booster, showing that even remote British outposts could be targeted. However, despite such raids, Nova Scotia remained under British control throughout the war, as local support for the American cause remained weak and British reinforcements eventually secured key positions in the region. Conclusion. The raid on Canso, 1776, is an example of how the American Revolution extended beyond traditional battlefields. While the raid did not lead to a broader invasion of Nova Scotia, it was part of the larger strategy of using naval power and privateering to weaken British forces. This small yet impactful event illustrates the wider scope of the revolutionary struggle and the persistent efforts of American forces to challenge British dominance in North America.